this is Waiting on a Friend from the Rolling Stones, of course, from the fabulous Tattoo You album. And I'm in standard tuning here, and I'm running my telly, which desperately needs some new strings right now. I'm running my telly into a Joyo chorus with quite a healthy dose of chorusing going on to sort of emulate and capture the sound on the Stones recording. And that's just going direct into my Orange Crush 20 practice amp, okay? So this is a pretty easy song. I like doing these every once in a while because I think they're great for post-intermediate or even intermediate players, or just anybody who loves the tune, right? So it's got a lot of standard chords in it: C, F, A minor, G, all of that. And you can do it as a campfire tune, if you know what I mean. You can just keep the chords super simple and, you know, sing along with it or whatever. But as with all things Stones, there's a lot of looseness to it, right? And a lot of little subtleties. And I'll get into a few of them. You know, I won't pick it apart bit by bit, but there are a couple of things in there that are kind of nice to wrap your head around, okay? So the first chord up is a standard C chord, and we're going to add the pinky to the 3rd fret on the B string, the 2nd string from the bottom. And of course that makes it a C add 9, but I'm just calling it a C with that added to it, for the simple fact that we're then going to move to an F like this, which actually becomes an F6. But we're basically moving from C to F with that pinky added to it. So what I've got is the C chord, of course, with the pinky added in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 downstrokes, and we'll get into kind of adding some alternate strokes as well. But for now, 4 downstrokes. What you'll actually hear on the recording, and what I played at the beginning of the video, is that you want to actually play the first 4 strings twice, then bring the A string in. Again, those are those little nuances, and I'm just offering them up to you if you want to do it. If not, you can just strum it. It's going to sound great anyway. You'll actually hear that. And then we move to the F chord, again with the pinky still in tow. And then the pinky comes off. So that's 3 strokes on the F chord. 1 with the pinky on, and 2 with it off. And then you'll hear an extra little stroke there on the F chord, kind of lightly, moving back to the C chord. So you hit the F chord, 2nd fret on the A string, and then weave your way back into the C chord. So you hit the bass note of the C chord first, and then engage the rest of the strings to turn it into a loop. And then you are into the verse of the song. So the verse opens with A minor, but what you'll actually hear on the recording, especially that first verse, it's pretty clear. It's actually an A minor 7th with your pinky added to the 3rd fret on the 1st string. I kind of like it without it, but it is there, at least pretty clear, like I said, the first time around. But if you want to just play A minor, you can do that. So I went from A minor to F, or if you like, A minor 7th to F. So the strumming on that is basically down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, because you want to catch that F on the upbeat. And then finish out your strum. Down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. Now you go to a G chord, and again, you can just play a G chord, period. But again, what I hear on the recording is a G with that open E in there. So that's kind of nice. If you want, just play a full G chord, but you're definitely going to hear that on the recording. Back to a C chord, and you kind of more or less catch that one on the upbeat as well. So inside that C chord we have, and you just want to do it while you're kind of striking the other strings. It's not a perfect art form, right? It's just very loose. So you get that. Just let the other strings kind of ring through while you do it. Okay, so on that G, and you will hear this on the recording, it kind of follows the vocal. So the way I do it is I just play a mock G, really. I play it with my ring finger on the 3rd fret on the 6th string and my pinkies on that 3rd fret on the B string. Then bring in the bottom E string, and then finally fret the bottom E string at the 1st fret to make a G7 chord. The whole time just keeping your hand moving but focusing on that melody. Just kind of dial into those strings as best that you can. So rather than overcomplicate things with rhythmic details on that, I'll do it nice and slow so that you can see what's happening in my right hand. So you can see I went back to the C chord, but the rhythm is a little bit straighter than what they've been using so far. You've still got the pinky on there. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, with the pinky coming off. So once again, just to really dial that in, coming off of the G chord, the G7, however you want to look at it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And you can throw the lick in there again, which you'll hear. The lick is kind of played slightly different rhythmically throughout the recording. You know, just the way they approach it is really cool. But do whatever you want with it. It's all going to sound good no matter what you do. So. So you can see that I did that twice. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to loop back around and do the verse. Again, do all of that again, essentially. And so how you do that is you come off of the last C. Classic C chord stuff. We're going to walk the bass note of the chord down, back to A minor to loop the verse back around. So all you do is you replace this finger with this finger at the 2nd fret. So you take the ring finger off of the 3rd fret on the A string and replace it with your 2nd finger at the 2nd fret on the A string, and you walk right into the A minor chord. All right, so let me play that whole thing for you, and you can skip ahead if you want to, but this is for those of you who just want to sort of put the pieces of the puzzle together. So there you go with Waiting on a Friend from the Stones, from the Tattoo You album. I might actually do a few more tunes from that album. It's one of my favorite sort of later period Stones albums. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. It's a pretty easy song. If you want to leave out all those little nuances and particulars, feel free. It's a great song any way you slice it. So thanks again to everyone, and we'll see you real soon.